The cult of the Supreme Being was a form of deism established in France by Maximilien Robespierre during the French Revolution. It was intended to become the state religion of the new French Republic. Origins. The French Revolution had given birth to many radical changes in France, but one of the most fundamental for the hitherto Catholic nation was the official rejection of religion. The first major organized school of thought emerged under the umbrella name of the Cult of Reason, advocated by radicals like Jacques Hébert and Antoine-François Montmoreau. The Cult of Reason distilled a mixture of largely atheistic views into an anthropocentric philosophy. No gods at all were worshipped in the cult. The guiding principle was devotion to the abstract conception of reason. This rejection of all godhead appalled the rectitudinous Robespierre. Its offense was compounded by the scandalous scenes and wild masquerades attributed to its practice. In late 1793, Robespierre delivered a fiery denunciation of the cult and its proponents and proceeded to give his own vision of proper revolutionary religion. Devised almost entirely by Robespierre, Le Culte de l'Être Supreme was formally announced before the French National Convention on 7 May 1794. Religious tenets. Robespierre believed that reason is only a means to an end, and the singular end is virtue. He sought to move beyond simple deism to a new and, in his view, more rational devotion to the Godhead. The primary principles of the cult of the Supreme Being were a belief in the existence of a God and the immortality of the human soul. Though not inconsistent with Christian doctrine, these beliefs were put to the service of Robespierre's fuller meaning, which was of a type of civic-minded, public virtue he attributed to the Greeks and Romans. This type of virtue could only be attained through active fidelity to liberty and democracy. Belief in a living God and a higher moral code, he said, were constant reminders of justice, and thus essential to a republican society. Revolutionary impact. Robespierre used the religious issue to publicly denounce the motives of many radicals not in his camp, and it led, directly or indirectly, to the executions of revolutionary de-Christianizers like Hébert, Montmoreau, and Anacharsis Clootz. The establishment of the cult of the Supreme Being represented the beginning of the reversal of the wholesale de-Christianization process that had been looked upon previously with official favor. Simultaneously it marked the apogee of Robespierre's power, though in theory he was just an equal member of the Committee of Public Safety. Robespierre at this point possessed a national prominence bordering on the imperial festival of the Supreme Being. To inaugurate the new state religion, Robespierre declared that 20 Prairial Year 2 would be the first day of national celebration of the Supreme Being, and future Republican holidays were to be held every 10th day, the days of rest in the new French Republican calendar. Every locality was mandated to hold a commemorative event, but the event in Paris was designed on a massive scale. The festival was organized by the artist Jacques-Louis David and took place around a man-made mountain on the Champ de Mars. Robespierre assumed full leadership of the event, forcefully, and, to many, ostentatiously, declaring the truth and social utility of his new religion. Legacy. The cult of the Supreme Being and its festival can be said to have contributed to the Thermidorian reaction and the downfall of Robespierre. With his death at the guillotine on 28 July 1794, the cult lost all official sanction and disappeared from public view. It was officially banned by Napoleon Bonaparte on 8 April 1802 with his law on cults of 18 Germinal, Year X. Bibliography. Doyle, William. The Oxford History of the French Revolution. Clarendon Press. ISBN 0-19-822781-7. Hanson, Paula. Historical Dictionary of the French Revolution. Lanham, M.D. Scarecrow Press. ISBN 0-8108-5052-4. Jordan, David P. The Revolutionary Career of Maximilien Robespierre. University of Chicago Press. ISBN 0-226-41037-4. Kennedy, Emmett. A Cultural History of the French Revolution. Yale University Press. ISBN 0-300-04426-7. Lyman, Richard W. Spitz, Lewis W. Major Crises in Western Civilization, Volume 2, New York. Harcourt, Brace and World. Neely, Sylvia. A Concise History of the French Revolution. Rowman and Littlefield. ISBN 0-7425-3411-1. Zizek, Slavoj. Robespierre, Virtue and Terror. New York. Verso. ISBN 1-84467-584-X.